So today we're heading out on another adventure, nearer to home, in the district of Ezine in Çanakkale. We're going to try and find an old building in the middle of nowhere. We've heard about an old Ottoman hunting lodge, a square enchanting building that was built for Cezayirli Gazi Hasan Paşa, or Hasan Paşa of Algiers. He lived from 1713 to 1790, and he was bought as a Georgian slave in eastern Turkey by a merchant from Tekirdağ who raised him like one of his own sons. He became an Ottoman admiral and Grand Vizier, and although he was based in the town of Çeşme, this hunting lodge was his. A colourful character, he would take his pet lion with him everywhere he went. So we have come through Mahmudiye and passed through Uvecik village, where we turned right and right again, and then took the road to Yeniköy, Papa's Plage, meaning New Village by the Priest's Beach. About 5 kilometres down this road from Uvecik, you'll see the sign for Cezayirli Hasan Paşa on the right, which is where this video started. This is a dirt track, and depending on weather conditions, it may be difficult for an ordinary car. It can get quite muddy. From the tarmac road, it is listed as 3.5 kilometres. I'm not quite sure if that's correct. It seems a little bit shorter than this. So, finally we arrive at our destination. Wow! Standing out on its own in the middle of nowhere is this perfectly shaped square building. This mansion, or hunting lodge, would have been built around 1785, which is extraordinary considering how intact it still is, exposed to the elements in this flat countryside. Originally, there would have been a village called Cezayirli, but absolutely nothing of the village remains except for what looks like the foundations of a building nearby. Hasan Paşa, for short, would have wanted to secure lands at the entrance of the Dardanelles, and this large area of land would have extended inland and on the land upon which this building is built. The surrounding countryside provided excellent hunting grounds. Originally there would have been steps from the raised entrance of the building, but they've gone, as has the roof. If you look inside, you can see traces of the original timbers that would have been formed, or would have formed the two floors. There is evidence of a chimney as well, and you can see where the staircase would have been. Just outside there is an entrance in the ground, a kind of tunnel, which appears to lead towards the house. This may have been used for entry to the basement level of the building, but I can't be sure. Inside the building there also appears to be evidence of a well. The ornate vantage points at each corner of the roof part of the building would have provided some spectacular views of the surrounding countryside. One of the corner structures isn't present. It probably suffered from earthquake damage sometime in the past, or perhaps it just collapsed due to the test of time. I've heard that the structure is listed as a building that's very likely to be renovated and put back to its former glory at some point when funds become available, and let's hope that's the case, because it's quite an impressive structure.
time for a coffee.
So from here we've been told about an old Roman viaduct, and it's about 15 kilometres or so from here, near, not that far from Paşa. But let's go and take a look. So we passed through Paşa and onwards towards the main Çanakkale Izmir highway, where we turned left, and then just half a kilometre or so ahead there's a place selling second-hand window frames. You will turn right here and it's signposted as Kemerdere, Kemeri. Follow this tarmac road through to Akçapınar village, where you will then follow the signs to Kemerdere. The road becomes a gravel track, but it shouldn't give you much trouble. When you reach the village, you'll see the lake on your right. You might think that you've arrived at the wrong location, but you haven't. You need to park up here and follow a stony path downwards towards the sound of running water. You're descending into a valley in a forest of pine trees. When you reach the bottom, there is a small lake and the viaduct comes into view. This magnificent stone structure was built by the Romans to bring water to the city of Troy. You can still see the clay pipes in the stone structure if you get up close. The fact that this has survived is probably only due to its remote location. But despite that remote location, today it gets a fairly steady stream of visitors, and the locals, who was very friendly and welcoming, explained that there might soon be funds available to provide proper facilities and walkways to this amazing arched stone structure. Well, finally we're on our way home. As we head back to Paşa, we decide to take a look at the dam by the large bridge just outside of the village. The lake on the other side of the dam and the river beyond it is tranquil and serene and a haven for wildlife. We leave you these pictures before we go, and thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please give us the thumbs up or subscribe to see more of our travels around Turkey.